Hi everyone, Marilyn O'Malley here of MarilynO'Malley.com, and today I have a really powerful video for you on how to stop worrying. So for you perfectionists, for those of you who've grown up worrying, whose families are worriers, I'm going to help you today, and I'm going to help you learn what to do to change that. Because worrying is a habit, so it is not something that you are, and it comes from learning it, so, and also creating it as a habit. So if one of your parents, or say your mother and your grandmother and your aunts, all the women in the family were worriers, you were taught that worrying is important, and that's something that you do, and that's something we do as a family. We worry because if you don't worry, then something bad will happen, and so that becomes a part of your programming, and it doesn't help you. In fact, it hinders you from achieving what it is that you want to achieve in the world. Because this is why. I want you to imagine that there's like you're here in the middle, and there's a Y, and and you're standing in the middle, and this Y is going after what you want, and this is your worry, or what I call going after what you don't want. So what is worry? Worry is focusing on what you don't want. So every time that you worry, you are going in the opposite direction of what it is that you desire. And whatever we put our attention on expands. Whatever we put our attention on is what we create. And whatever we put our attention on is your reality, right? So I want you to imagine that worry is like a filter on a camera, right? So if you put a filter on a camera, then you can put a green filter, a blue filter, you can put it so it softens everything. But this filter is in your head. And this filter says you have to be aware of danger. You are looking into the past. And your ego is helping you to be safe. So like, remember when we did this, and remember when that happened, remember when this happened to Auntie, and Mom told that story, right? So there's all these stories that confirm that there is something to worry about. So remember that filter that I said? Well, that filter has you and your mom and your grandma or grandpa, so it's not just women, men do this also. I'm just using that as an example. So you have this filter, and this filter, if we say, let's give worry the color green. And so if you have this filter that's green on you, and you're looking through this green filter, your subconscious mind is just looking for the things that are green in the world. Or otherwise, they're just looking for the things that could be dangerous, that are things that we've been taught to worry about. So what have we been taught to worry about? Around our relationships, around money, around who we think we are or who we think we should be, around our career, our job, or what other people think of us, or how we, what is the impact that we can have in the world. What are your worries about? So look at that, and those have been programmed too. And so with this filter, right, you have this filter of worry from the past, like, okay, we've been told all these stories, and we've seen them play out in other people's lives and even in your life. But you have to understand that that filter is having you look and create a world out there, a reality out there, that there's something to worry about. And that all your attention goes to that worry, that the things in the past. So you're looking for the things in the past that might happen now. And so what are you doing? You're recreating the past over and over and over again because you have this filter and that's all you're looking at. You're not seeing possibilities. You're not seeing creative ideas because you're in survival. And so if we turn that also, so now we take the worry of the past and we put it into the worry of the future, the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if the perfectionist, right? I don't want to do anything unless I know that this can work out because of my past experience or what people have told me or other people's fears, right? That I've taken on as my own, the other people's filters that I'm using, or my past experience that I'm playing over and over again. I don't want to repeat those, but that's where I'm focused. So you keep saying, what if this happens again, right? And so what if? And so you see, you're stuck. You're stuck. And this is just habit. It is not who you are. It's just habit and programming. Like your mind is in a loop. And this is what it does all the time because it doesn't know anything else to do. And so all those what ifs, you try to prepare for them, you try to make it, and again, you're in survival. You're not in a creative mode. You're not in an expansive mode, and you're just looking for the things that could go wrong instead of the things that could go right, or instead of having an open mind and letting intuition and creative ideas come in and possibilities come in and use synchronicity and all of that great stuff that happens when you go to where you want to go. So understand, this is all your worry is about survival. And it's not about creating, and it's you living the past over and over and over again. So what do you have to do in order to change? So I just finished with one client on this, and I said, okay, this is something I have to share with everybody because this is what I do and what I've taught many people and help them change out of that worry or that perfectionist in preparing for the things that we don't want to happen instead of focusing on what we do want to happen. So, and again, because this is a habit and it is not you, and there's reprogramming, that you need to do this consistently and persistently every single day. And it'll probably, and you can focus on, you have to catch yourself. So focus on doing this repeatedly, and in the beginning it is going to feel like you're doing it so many times, but I tell you it will you will get better at it, and you're reprogramming your subconscious mind to look in a different direction, to look for something different. And here's what I want to say too before I give you the steps is I've worked with people with addiction, drug and alcohol addictions, sex addictions, shopping, all sorts of different addictions. And all of us have something. We have emotional addictions. And so like worry is an addiction. Worry creates an energy and a feeling in you that is addictive. And so what happens when you're not worrying, so you cruising along, you're having a good time, all of a sudden your body, your brain is like, I need that worry energy, whatever that is, that the adrenaline rush or something that some people use this as drama. Some people uses anger in this way. But so actually, when you're kind of calm, the mind goes, hey, wait a minute, we're not worrying, right? And so I need a boost of cortisone, and so either something in your body will start to happen, and it will click you into thinking something, starting to worry about something, or you'll actually your brain will tell like, okay, let's look for something that isn't right so we can start worrying about it, or let's create something that we can start worrying about it. So in order to stop that addiction, because the mind is just going to keep doing what it is programmed to do, but we have to interrupt it, and we have to give it something else to do. when I would work with people with addictions, I would not say, you know, don't drink, don't use cocaine, don't use heroin, you know. That's like saying don't think of a pink elephant. You know, what's your mind doing? Your mind doesn't know don't. So it needs you to have the willpower, have the consciousness to focus it where you want it to go. So I would have them, what do you love to do in your life? You know, we'd get back to, instead of the drug being your addiction, what is the thing that you really did most of the time that you just, you know, you love and you would spend hours doing? And I would have them start to do that. So now every time they had something to focus on, they had something to do that actually they could lose themselves in over time, and they just had to keep, right, choosing. You have to keep choosing. Am I going to go to where I don't want to, or am I going to go to where I do want to? And you are always in that position of choice. And even after you choose and you start walking down this path a little bit, you can go, oops, going down the wrong path, going to go here. And in fact, that's what I'm going to teach you. So there's one, you can go 1, 2, 3. I just want to make it super easy. 1, 2, 3. So number 1 is you start going down this path of worry. You say 1, stop. Stop. Or you can say delete. Stop or delete. And that brings you back to the moment. Doesn't let your mind wander. Now I want you to choose to go this way. What do I want? What do I want? So if you were worrying about something, how do you want it to turn out? How do you want it to turn out? So I'm going to give you an example of me. When I was first getting divorced, I was so afraid of becoming a bag lady on the street. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? You know, I was making money and stuff, but I had, you know, I was in a relationship for 24 years, being a mom and an entrepreneur. And, you know, my conscious part of me knew I would do it, but the biggest fears, you know, in me, this is the family generation worry stuff. And so I would wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning having an anxiety attack about not being able to support myself or not being able to thrive. And I would say, stop, exactly what I'm telling you. Number 1, stop. And then I would say, okay, where are we going? What are we creating? And it's like wealth and abundance, you know, that you're free to do the things you want. I would tell the story, right? We're like, you're safe. You feel, you know, you're safe. You have the thing, you have everything you need and desire. You know, I would go there. So that's number 2, right? Number 2, where do you want to go? So that's very important that you know that and that you go over that multiple times. So sometimes it's just, I used this when I was in a car accident. I actually backed into somebody on a hill that I didn't see them behind me, and I had a stick. And then I was just, you know, immediately, instead of going into panic and everything, it was that this is resolved, that's the highest good for all, that everybody's safe. You know, I just created this where I wanted it to go instead of going, oh my God, I'm going to, you know, all the things that you can think about, right? So number 1 is stop. Stop the worry. Just stop it right there. Get in this present moment. And you do it just by saying stop. Where do I want to go? What am I choosing? So you start to get that. And then number 3 is you create a feeling around that. So because your worry has a feeling, right? There's stress, there's anger, there's frustration, there's doubt, there's all this, all these fear, right? So and the emotion is really what is sort of the thoughts, what I want goes out into the universe, and then the emotion behind it is what pulls helps you create that experience. So so when I would wake up, right, in the middle of the night, then I would say stop. I would focus on what it is that I want, the abundance in my life, the richness of my life, the all the things that I have and all the opportunities that were there. And then I would focus on love. and appreciation and gratitude. And then I would say, go back to sleep. You're going to solve any problems right now. Just go back to sleep. There's nothing to worry about. And safe. Feeling safe is really important. So a lot of times worry is about not feeling safe. So you can always use the feeling of feeling safe, and you can be logical about it. I've got a roof over my head. I have food in the food, I have money coming in, there's opportunities for me, etc. So you can do all of those. There's a wide range of things that you can do. You can make this your own, and you just have to keep doing this over and over again. And like I said, with the with the car accident, it was, be calm and centered and feel safe. Be generous, right? Be generous. It's like, and be caring. Those were the things, and then you just move on. Now, what this is doing is this is all pulling you into this present moment. This is where you manifest. This is where you create from, right? So a lot of you who are not manifesting in the world is you're not manifesting because you're focused on what you don't want rather than what you do want, and your energy is, and if you are consciously focused on what you do want, but your energy is in worry or doubt or fear, then you're not aligned. You're not aligned. So this really helps you get aligned here, and you will start to see then you're creating a new filter of creating possibilities and coincidences and the opportunities, and you're going to run into the people that you need. So you're going to see now your subconscious mind over time will start to create a new filter that sees the opportunities, that sees the people, that hears somebody talking about something that you're wanting, that and that you get to take action on. And then you're also feeling it. You're feeling where the love is. You're feeling where the support is. You're feeling where it's safe versus where it's not. And so remember, whatever you put your attention on, you attract. So you're going to attract more of what you don't want if you're focused on what you don't want. You're going to attract more of what you do desire if you are focused on what you do desire. Now, it will probably take 3 weeks to, depending on how frequent you do and how dedicated you are to this, 3 weeks to month and a half. It depends. If you're kind of sloppy with it, it'll take longer, but the more that you're on it, the quicker it will happen. And so to give you an example, that fear about being the bag lady and freaking out every time a bill came and something, and worry on all of that, within 3 weeks it's actually a bill came in the mail, and I could actually feel like my brain take a new pathway, and I didn't go into worry, I didn't go into stress, and had a whole different vision about what was possible for me, and the reality of my finances totally was changing because I had changed. My focus had changed. What I was looking for had changed. The opportunities and stuff that were coming to me were different because I had changed my focus from what I didn't want to what I really wanted to create in my life, and what I wanted to feel, and how I wanted to show up in the world. So 1, 2, 3. Here we go again. 1, stop. 2, where do I want to go? 3 is add the feelings. How do I want to feel? So what are the feelings that are coming from it? What are the feelings that are really supportive? And so I hope this helps, and I know it will. I know it will. It's changed my life. It's changed many of my clients' life. If you have any questions, reach out to me at MarilynO'Malley.com. All my contact information's on there. Sign up for a free discovery session, and I can help take you through this more. There's all sorts of things you can work on your worries also. You can do tapping, which you can find on this YouTube channel or on my blogs. And until we meet again, love, live, and matter.